I should almost speak without the microphone. My name is Rabbi Shlomo Silverman. Together with my wife Connie, we run and direct the Chabad of Carnegie Mellon University. We are gathered here together at a time of great pain for our people. It's a time of distress, but not a time of despair. The Jews in Israel and the Jews in the diaspora are one strong nation together. We see this in the positive sense of how we have come together as a people across the world to support each other and to support our homeland, Israel. Sadly, we have seen this in a negative sense as well, with the dramatic increase of violent actions and hate speech against Jews all over the world in the last few weeks. The Jews in Israel are fighting the physical battle against our enemies, and being so far away, we may feel that there's not much that we can do to help from here. But we can help, and our actions here are just as important. I am a shliach, an emissary of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson. During the many wars that Israel has needed to fight, the Rebbe told the Jewish people that our positive action, our mitzvot of giving charity, saying psalms and other prayers, lighting Shabbat candles, wrapping tefillin, being kind to one another, and many more, we can have a physical effect on the safety of our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel and around the entire world. We also must work hard not to become afraid when people around the world and on our own campus try to intimidate us with words of hate and calls for violence. Fear will not help us in our fight against evil. Fear paralyzes us and holds us back from moving forward in our mission in this world. We are here as a light unto the nations, teaching and being examples of the Torah's truth about morality and values. There's a well-known prayer that many Jews have the custom to recite 3 times a day called Al Tira, which means don't be afraid. This prayer dates back to the Purim story after the destruction of the first temple in Jerusalem by the Babylonians. The Jews were exiled in Babylonia, and while they were there, Haman plotted to kill the entire Jewish people. Mordechai, the Jewish leader of the time, asked the children what they had recently learned in school, and they quoted verses from the Torah. These verses put together into the prayer that we say today. This prayer tells us that we should not be afraid when people rise up against our nation. They will continue to try and harm us and destroy us, but they will not be successful because God is with us always. We must turn inwards in these times and connect to that peace of God within each and every one of us to give us strength day in and day out. Sadly, the Jewish people are no strangers to dark days. And yet, we are strangers to despair. We are strangers to pessimism. And we are strangers to crippling fear. We are ma'aminim b'nei ma'aminim, believers, the children of believers. Even when enemies call for our death, our response is Am Yisrael Chai. The Jewish people will continue to exist and thrive. When arms are waved at us in fury, we wrap our arms in tefillin and stand by our family in our land. When the forces of darkness seem most powerful, we light Shabbat candles, bringing physical and spiritual light into our lives, into the world. The message to us, echoing Mordechai's call in Persia so many years ago, has not changed. Al Tira, do not fear. Do not succumb to the darkness, but instead be a source of light. Stand with our brothers and sisters in Israel. Raise our voices in support and pray for their safety. I want to ask each and every one of you to take upon yourself at least one mitzvah, one good deed in honor of our collective family in the Holy Land and around the world. Let us add at least one drop of fuel to the spiritual fire that will light up the world with goodness. And let us pray for the ultimate blessing of peace with the coming of Mashiach. when all of our people will be reunited in our land, the land of Israel. Am Yisrael Chai.